Questions for Coach Stevens? Start with John Corrales.
Hey, Brad. Have any of your guys or staff members tested positive for COVID?
So I'm not supposed to talk about that. If we have people that are ultimately in COVID protocol, then that's the way they'll be listed. But I'm not going to comment on that. I know the NBA does their normal release every week.
Chris Ryan.
Hey, Brad. Tristan talked yesterday about the toughness and that physical mentality that he's going to try to bring to this group. How important do you feel that aspect of his game is going to be for this team?
Well, I think it's one of his great strengths is that he plays physical. He plays with a high motor, and he's obviously got great experience. So I think that those things are all really positive. Anytime you can add a guy that's versatile defensively, that can also really rebound on the other end of the floor, I think that helps you.
Bob Schron.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
How about?
Hi, Coach. I wanted to ask you something else, but I just needed to depart for a moment. Are you worried about the COVID? Obviously it's a different environment than the bubble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't lose sleep over it, Bob, because I know that we're doing everything we possibly can. I mean, there's a great deal of responsibility that we all have to, make sure when we're away from here, we're doing all the right things and following all the NBA guidelines. And then we get tested every day. So I certainly don't feel that until I turn on the news every night. And, it's obviously sickening how many cases we're having every day, how that continues to rise, the surge that we're in right now. And so I feel more certainly for everybody as a whole than I do concern necessarily when we come into practice.
Brian Robb.
Hey, Brad. There's reports out there that Evan Turner will be joining your staff. What do you think? Assuming that's true, what do you think Evan can kind of bring to you guys, and how excited was Brady when you told him he might be coming aboard?
Yeah, so he will be, and it's sometime in the next couple of weeks. But he's a special guy. He's obviously a really good player at a lot of places. Had 2 great years here, but just loves to be around the game, and I think really loves to help people. And he's got a real service orientedness to him. He's a team guy, and I think that all of our players will love having him around. But I think a lot of our younger players will really benefit from his advice, his experience, and all that comes with that.
Chris Ryan.
Both you and Danny and even Jason the other day, talked about the shared aspect of leadership and that it's not Jason's team. You mentioned Jalen, and so did Danny as well. Do you see the dynamic being that those 2 guys are your guys, quote unquote, at this point? And how important is it that it's both of them versus just one or the other?
Those 2 guys have huge responsibilities. They've got a great deal of responsibility as part of this team and with the roles that they play on this team. I mean, they're clearly guys that have made huge plays all the way throughout their career and will continue to do so. That said, I think the Celtics are Boston's team, and we're all trying to play whatever role that we can to do our part to represent Boston well. And I think that some guys will obviously get much of the attention, but at the end of the day, it's one of the things that I really like about both those guys is that it's I don't think they're as concerned about whose team it is or any of that stuff. I think it's more about we're all one team, and we represent the Celtics, and our responsibility is to that.
Final question for Coach John Corrales.
Right, I know the rookies are getting a crash course, and you haven't even done full team workouts yet. But what have you seen from them so far this week, and how are they progressing towards maybe making an impact early on?
Well, I don't know about making an impact. We'll see down the road, John. There's, I've seen rookies and or freshmen when I was coaching in college that had great first few days and then struggled. And I've seen plenty that really struggled. I'd say more than not, that really struggled the first couple weeks. And then it clicked, and then they were able to really help. I think that these guys are bright. They're working hard, and they can impact us appropriately and in a positive way. That said, I think time will tell, because it is a different level when you get out there with these guys on a day-to-day basis.
All right, we're going to wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.